And he does. That's the thing. He really doesn't come out of play. He attacks from a non-political standpoint. It's like you got the story wrong, you got it right, and that's what is such a pain in the ass because it's impossible to shoehorn him into. You're just a right winger.
Reasons why Hasan wanted to separate himself from the Young Turks. Bringing this controversial nature to the doorstep did not sit right with him, but also the Young Turks were starting to take issue with Hasan's success. On Twitch, he did virtually the most important thing you can do with content creation. And that is keeping a frequent schedule. He did this to a particularly unheard of degree. In 2020, he was live for over 3,600 hours.
Holy!
Even more jaw-dropping statement when looked at percentage-wise.
I was live for 42% of the year.
This Truman Show-esque dedication guaranteed a strong following, which was further tempered by those aligned with him politically. Additionally, 2020 was an election year full of unrest and perfect for Hasan to grow and grow and grow. This momentum turned Hasan from a relatively unknown streamer to one of the largest. This surge of popularity had those in direct political opposition cover him and his previous controversies.
Alex Jones!
Hasan PIKER. Can't make up that name. That's his name, Hasan PIKER. He's got some big old giant bitch. I'm sorry, family show. Just go ahead and roll this.
Due to this surge in popularity, Hasan was also in the process of making new friends, one of which would be Ethan of the H3H3 podcast. Here, Hasan is explaining why he started streaming more.
That was really 4 years ago? Holy shit.
Yeah, so this is like the only...
That's sad.
This was like the only being in my life. I'm like far away from everyone, can't see anybody. And so I just started streaming even more than I did as a way to escape, you know, and like to have some organization in my life. So that there was something I was doing every day when I woke up, because otherwise I was like, I don't know what the fuck I would have done. I think I am, but I mean, I game too. I play variety games.
Dude.
So I'm not like only one game. I don't play only one game.
Hasan goes on to explain that he does dabble in gaming, which relates
That's
to his
just a sign that people want to watch you.
next big stream. Being at the top level of influence in this environment is powerful, yet not as utilized or understood as much as traditional media. AOC, a political figure who also excels in this space, in 2020 put out a tweet asking if there would be any Twitch streamers interested in playing Among Us. While she replied to other streamers, she did not reply to Hasan, but he was still, like several other streamers, invited to the game. This stream, not through Hasan's side, was reported as the third most viewed stream on Twitch ever. As for Hasan's new peak, the following month with covering the elections, his stream was reported as, quote, the 6th most watched election-themed channel across Twitch and YouTube, unquote.
Boy, Destiny never did that, did he? It's getting hot in here. Hang on. I'll turn the heater off.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Ugh. Too much.
Following this stream and the elections, there was a natural drop-off of viewership. But overall, with Hasan's persistence, he maintained a strong viewer base where he averaged roughly around 30,000 concurrent viewers a stream.
Wow.
The only other person on Twitch doing something similar was Destiny, who was only getting a fraction of the viewership and was virtually the
He's
only
still getting good numbers, though.
competition Hasan had. This space goes untouched by many creators, as focusing on politics can only limit one's reach, especially if it is irrelevant to the content the creator produces. Discussion of politics can also diminish the escapism some seek. These are two reasons why many are avoidant of that space. Even in the political realm that Hasan exists in, this is still very much a thing with the more specific aspects of politics, and why Hasan states that one of his biggest failures was exposing that his beliefs fall under the umbrella of socialism.
My biggest failures in my entire career was openly saying that I'm a socialist. There's
What an admission. That to me is fascinating, and it proves that he was basically lying to Destiny. That's so funny, and I think I think there's tons of liberals that are just Marxist, socialist, hardcore leftists that hide under being a Democrats or just relatively liberal, you know, that is a hell of an admission. Because he was just too stupid not to say that.
There's way too much baggage associated with the term.
By baggage,
Yeah, like graves in Eastern Europe.
HASAN likely means interpretation. Socialism is something
You doubt he's a comedy, despite everything he says. No, you know, I really wonder how much these guys understand, and like I'm not going to pretend to, like some kind of deep understanding about like I read a lot about Lee Harvey Oswald, which if you read about Lee, you start to realize that he's a lot like these Twitch streamers in a lot of ways. Not that they kill anybody, but Lee saw himself as an intellectual. He's bad at school. He's bad at everything he did, but for some reason, he really connected with communism, and so you know, thought for sure that you know people would really take his ideas seriously, and this is what he cut for it. I mean, he had dyslexia like I did. He had all sorts of freaking problems. He wasn't good in school. He sucked in the military. And he decided to move to Russia and marry a beautiful Russian girl. They, you know, over there when they give you a job in the old Soviet Union, they give you like an aptitude test, and he was like mopping fucking floors, just like he was in the States. Yeah. And you know, he learned a little Russian and went back home, and you know, the rest of his history, of course. But yeah, it was a very similar vibe if you listen to some of Lee's statements and writings. And you know, he's just completely caught up, and just a guy that wasn't that brilliant, an average guy, could have been a great life. He could have came back from Russia, pulled his hot wife, got a regular job, but no, it's more important to him to be seen as some kind of genius. And that just led to extremism, which led to his decision, which took his life when he's only 30 years old.
that can be explained simply but
I think
expanded.
a lot of these guys show me the same fucking traits as Lee Harvey Oswald. And I'm definitely not saying they're murderers, but it's the way they see themselves is similar.
On infinitely. Trying to get a great understanding of the entire umbrella can be fruitless, as that will not change the interpretations of others. This is the same for virtually any political alignment. There is too much nuance, too many variables, too great of a
And political identities are stupid. Like, you ever see these two, like, these college kids argue their identities? I'm an anarcho-communist or fucking...
Oh yeah.
I remember, I remember, because it was my 30s. I told my friends, like, who's that show? This guy, you're doing a show with Joe Cronin. Who's that guy you're with on? What's his deal? I was like, well, he says he's an anarchist. He's like, what is he, 12? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of got, like, that's when I first started thinking it was stupid. Like, because you go through that in high school. Like, I'm a this, or I'm a that, I'm a hip hop, I'm a metalhead, I'm a this, and then it goes like, and then
labels,
the more adult one is labels are everything. Young people love labels. They love it because they don't fit anywhere. You know, I'm a revisionist Marxist or fucking democratic socialist, and they just need that identity so bad. I think that's one of the reasons. I think
they need to belong.
I think one of the things, the reason the trans thing, it's like the ultimate. Of taking an identity, whether you know anything about it or not, understand it or even feel that way. It's sense of belonging, which is like, it's community, and it's really important to have a sense of community. Mm-hmm. You know, you've done far too much research. I don't know if he fired a shot, and I wasn't talking about the conspiracy. I was talking about who Lee was as a person. Lee was a fucking miserable guy, miserable young man. It's too bad. I'm looking at more like he wasted his life.
All reasons why creators may avoid openly speaking about politics like the plague.
Because all of these people fight with one another and have historically killed one another all the fucking time.
Biggest political identity is stupid. No one wants to have actual conversations about their views. Yeah, people just want to scream about how they're right and wrong, and also say, I'm a part of this and I'm a part of that. I'll add that on. That's the thing. That's when you stress your identities. I mean, the older I get, I feel like I'm a libertarian, but I've never voted for a libertarian. I've never like read a book and gotten deeply into it and my entity. I just like, I'm just like just less government and everything, and less moral fagging, That's what I
Mhm.
want. I think that's what would make the world better. But what the fuck do I know? Maybe, having a fucking identity and going into political parties and fucking each other over and, getting a nice fat bag when it's supposed to be service, not like a job to make you rich. Maybe that's a better system. I don't know. I just want the government out of my life. And both the left and the right are wonderful at saying they want to get the government out of your life, and it's just exactly the opposite when they get in power.
This is specifically what Hasan at one point simplified socialism as.
People routinely misunderstand something about socialism, and I'm going to bring this up one more time. Socialism is about adequate compensation for your labor. Socialism isn't about a flat fee for every single person. Socialism isn't about the abolition of money even. That's communism, right?
Others might see socialism as a push for strict equality among things like wealth.
It's all commie larva. Liberal becomes a socialist becomes a Marxist becomes a commie. It's just, they're like, their butterfly wings spread when they're commies. That's the way I see it.
That's why in August of 2021, there was a controversy about Hasan buying a $2.7 million house. For any other successful streamer, this would not matter. But for Hasan, it does, because it can be seen as inconsistent with the values of a socialist. It is
There's no homeless people living there, no immigrants, no nothing.
likely that the most flack he got was not even from people diametric of him, but people in his own community that denounced the purchase. It does not help that Hasan was also antagonistic, like with this tweet that reads, quote, "Socialism is when no house," unquote. This opens up the criticism that it was not just a house, it was a $2.7 million house. Tweets like these, whether correct or not, do avoid the argument about the significant purchase and whether or not done with intention and just for a joke. It misrepresents why people are angry and will only frustrate them, as Hasan knows.
Because that makes a lot of money for them to voluntarily and maliciously misunderstand my point so they can make YouTube videos and get ad revenue, because those clicks drive that controversy, and those clicks.
Another element Hasan uses in his defense is a perception that he believes people look at socialism like
everybody. I'm not wrong. They're just doing this for clicks. The biggest YouTube excuse for criticism, like the one that is used
It's
the
almost.
most.
It's a dark viper thing.
Everybody does.
They're lying.
I've seen Facebook. There isn't one YouTuber that was on a big rise that was getting made. They didn't say, well, they never address the issue. They never address the criticism. They only address the motivation of the critic.
a poverty cult.
Yes, in America, people literally think socialism is a poverty cult. People straight up think if you're a socialist, you need to literally live this life of austerity, and every single dollar that you generate cannot go to any kind of personal consumption because that's fucked up.
This is a defense Hasan will use when addressing
We want everybody else to do it in this.
controversy about other purchases like a Gucci bag.
I don't want to do it. I want to force everybody else to do it. And then when everybody else is forced to do it, I'll go along too.
It is not so much people criticizing him about needing to live in poverty,
I've been taking a shot every time Han says malicious. I think I'm dying about.
but rather him living a highly consumerist, hedonistic lifestyle. A lifestyle that can be seen as aligning with the greed that capitalism can carry. Whether fair or not, these are the reasons why Hasan is increasingly becoming disliked regardless of political alignment. Even so, Hasan does say...
I want to point out that he did this in an unoffensive way, because you can hear all the people like, that's not what socialism is. He's trying to be as neutral as... Because when you're doing a political figure, it's really hard to stay neutral. And I don't... After June the King has done this whole thing, I don't know if he's a left or righty. And I don't have any inside information either. Like none. So that's a compliment to June the King.
He gives money to charity, though he does not specify how much, and does make the point that giving money to charity should not exempt someone from criticism. Tangentially, there were a few people involved in this controversy, such as Destiny when he tweeted out a 2017 picture of Hasan wearing an Eat the Rich shirt alongside an article about Hasan purchasing a $2.7 million house. Ludwig, a popular creator Hasan is friends with, like Hasan did, attributed Destiny's tweet as
He's
the
a big suck-off dummy, too.
reason the controversy gained traction, alongside spreading Hasan's docs through spreading only a screenshot of the article that essentially doxed him.
his desk. But because of Destiny's tweet, it picked up. And
I think when you're that fucking rich and you buy that fucking house, like, no, I don't think it's a dox. Give me a break. Just look it up. You know, records are like public.
And for the past like 3 days, 20th, 21st, 22nd, it was
Hasan is in his Discord fucking typing out that I doxed him.
Yeah, and why is he doing that? Anybody can look that. He's saying that so like Destiny will get in trouble and the community would turn on him, which is what he really wants.
Because I put a screenshot of like the third fucking mainstream article that was published about him buying a $3 million
yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
WeHo house, okay? I don't know how that counts as doxing. I don't know why the
Yeah, I know why, because he's hoping to convince fans that you did it maliciously so he can like take them away. It's pretty obvious, Steve.
dipshits like Ludwig would repeat that as doxing.
Ludwig's dumber than Hasan, if that's possible.
It did not help that he was responding to tweets that he believed were subtweeting him. Hasan's core audience that either aligns with his perspective or just doesn't care about his controversy continued to grow. And as such, he was still doing well for himself late 2021. He even became a co-host for the newly released H3H3 Leftovers podcast. Now, finally, all the gears of the Hasan controversy machine were in place and slowly starting to turn. What would be happening from here on, as demonstrated with his purchase of a house, would be controversy about Hasan PIKER. Not so much Hasan's take on a sensitive subject, even though those things go hand in hand. The difference now, likely due to his popularity, is that he would be at the center of the controversy.
I'm skipping ahead, I don't care. Critics and being trolled. I love watching. What was that Jewish kid that trolled him with "We Love Landlords"? I want to see that.
Lead to the React drama that was going on throughout Twitch. This was pushback to how some streamers may react to video, rip the thumbnail of said video, and compete with it directly on sites like YouTube. In the case of Hasan, this is a bit different in that he does not enforce his copyright. He allows any viewer to rip and re-upload his content without compensation, so long as they are not abusive in trying to control his IP. Another element tied to this React drama was the chair. This is when streamers like Hasan would purposely leave videos playing to entertain their audience while they momentarily left, leaving only the chair to react to said video. This also ties into the quote-unquote meta of reacting to the series MasterChef, which unlike the average creator does have the financial backing to sue the Twitch streamers reacting to it. But eventually this was quelled when DMCAs were handed out. While this sort of thing with low-effort React videos would never die down, criticism of Hasan was continuously moving, now to his leasing of a new car. But not just any new car, a pricey luxury vehicle. This is what Dexerto reported.
La 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 la, wait till I get my money right.
Hasan PIKER is getting serious hate for buying a new car. The Twitch streamer has picked up a $200,000 Porsche, and people in the replies were quick to point out how this conflicts with his socialist views. But what do you think?
This reinvigorated the drama around the purchase of his house a year ago. Except many like Dexerto were incorrect in reporting on the story. This car was not purchased, it was leased.
And I'm not going to buy it cash.
Okay, so
you're going to lease a custom spec car?
Okay, here's the deal. So when you're talking about leases, right?
Right?
Yeah, like a Pokemon card.
Because it's electric. I would. That's the only reason why I'm not buying it.
Are you getting rid of the Taycan? Yeah, it's a lease.
It does not help that Hasan confusingly referred to it in the past as buying the vehicle, and he states he made the decision to get the car for himself for his viewers.
Bro, this is why I
remember that one.
This is why I was like, I might not even buy this car in the end if it's like, you know, too much
I watched you once. What part of the car is the headlight?
of a hassle. But like, I literally do this for that.
Dude.
That's the reason why I do this.
150K content?
Yeah, he spent 150 grand on a car so Austin Ox can make a 30-second video.
No, literally, yeah, so we can all have fun.
That's how good he has it, baby.
So, no, I mean, I'm not even kidding. Yeah, so my community can have fun. Like,
There's also the fact that Hasan streams so much, he wouldn't even be able to get utilization from the vehicle.
That's the worst part. Wait till they find out I'm probably never going to fucking drive it. You know what I mean?
I'm not having fun.
That is probably going to piss motherfuckers off even more.
Controversies like these are relatively inconsequential. at least compared to his assessment that Russia would not invade Ukraine by undermining US reports that it was coming. And when it finally did come, so did all the flack.
I wonder who told him that. What got it in his mind that that wasn't going to happen?
Caused by his overconfidence.
And I do get things wrong. Like the greatest example of this is the invasion of Ukraine. I was incredibly confident that Russia would not invade Ukraine because of all of the reasons why that invasion is.
You know, Xander Hall got a lot of credit for getting it right. You know why he got it right? Because he just simply fucking read some general statement. Like, I don't think he reads anything.
Going south right now. I demonstrated a level of confidence that I should not have.
Just this rule, Russia great, US bad. Bingo. There you go.
You deviate away from that and you get something wrong, people that...
He was Russia great even after 2016 when they supposedly fixed the election? Really? I think he might be right.
Want to be right will never let you forget that and will constantly harp on it.
Hasan makes the point that people will judge someone based on their previous poor reporting. But this is also an encouragement to not get stories wrong and to not be overconfident when there's still not the entire picture, or when sources, even from those not preferred, do make fair arguments with the
WILLMACSHOW got an entire section
they have uncovered. But that's okay because according to Hasan, he was immune to criticism now.
The criticism that was thrown in my face has been consistent throughout my career. I'm an idiot. I'm a dumb bimbo. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Himbo.
I've gotten numb to the criticism. Like it's not.
I'm sure you have.
Seek it out now because I make content out of it.
Yeah.
HASAN is B. I like HASAN a lot. He doesn't play a lot of games, so it cuts his versatility a little bit.
Quote, XQC probably ranked me a B-list streamer because I won't fucking have him on when a trendy political thing is happening, where he has to act like he cares to farm the last ounce of the Twitch directory before he goes back to promoting crypto gambling to teens for multiple millions. Unquote. Hasan was not very pleased with how XQC had rated him. XQC was confused at Hasan's outrage, but then reanalyzed his previous rating and made a discovery.
Bruh. He was lower last year.
Parasocial relationships on the street.
My brother.
Oh, that's so funny. Like he went and looked into it and realized he had less than the year before. That's fucking funny.
He was lower last year.
Oh, wait a minute. He's lower in the tier list last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Why was you complaining about that?
Yeah, because he's an egomaniac. Okay.
Got a big
but Destiny was under him.
Wish me luck.
It's not even the fucking B tier thing. That's
as much as I hate him, he do be kind of hot, Bungus.
It's just the straw that broke the camel's back, because like it's irrelevant. Like I've fucking tier listed people all the time. I've done it before.
As per an immature upload of Hasan on Discord, quote, I'm sorry you got like a 70 million stake deal and no one could actually call you out on it. I fucking hate his fanbase too now. I unironically hate him a little now, NGL. LMAO, I saw XQC's tier list and all I can say is Miskiff makes better content. Unquote. It does seem like Hasan at least cares a little, but at minimum he does not dislike XQC like he dislikes Destiny for example, or even Sam Hyde for that matter. It just so happens that the latter two talked on stream.
Yeah, I have to fight HASAN PIKER. Do you know who that is?
That's my arch nemesis. You have no idea.
Okay.
I created Hasan 2 years ago on Twitch, but yeah.
All jokes aside, I know that you guys are not going to take me seriously when I say this stuff because it's like better to fuel drama or whatever. But when I joined Twitch for the first time, I had a very specific goal in mind. And that goal has come to fruition largely because of Destiny, because of the help that he's given me. And also on top of Destiny helping me personally, Destiny himself already doing exactly what I wanted to do.
You created him, I have to kill him.
There were at least two major updates on Sam Hyde's callout. One is that Hasan, through private contacts, made it clear he does not want to platform Sam Hyde, and two is that the amount of money went from 1 million to 2.5 million. And after Sam Hyde's most recent victory in the ring as his Irish Candyman persona, he made a callout that was impossible for Hasan to ignore.
You got anyone you want to call out in the heavyweight division?
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hasan PIKER! I'm coming to kill you! In Los Angeles, at your house!
Or in the ring?
No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him and wear his makeup.
No, don't fucking hide. If you're a sub, you're not getting unbanned for that. I'm just letting you know. Look, dude, if you see a mentally ill Nazi, okay, on the internet, be like, I'm gonna kill Hasan.
Beat his ass, you fucking pussy.
On Piker, okay, I'm gonna come to his house and murder him. And you go, oh, this is.
Be mad at him. This is like the same tactic used against Destiny and the doxing. Be mad at him. This is called swinging your audience.
Information that he should probably watch. Like he should watch and address this. Okay? Then honestly, just don't post.
The fight would not come, but the reminders would not stop.
I have another question. I think Sam Hyde, he called you out on like a boxing event. Are you interested
He really got this guy's face and everything, I think. Is this the one?
in like the boxing scene or not?
No, I used to be around that weird fuck. I don't know why you guys are so into this shit. He's a Nazi. Like, I don't know. Like, what are you filming?
What's happening right now?
It's so whack, bro. Like, I don't understand why all you motherfuckers have to like run around with this shit.
What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing. Get the fuck out of my face, bro. You fucking asshole. Yeah, what do you mean, damn, bro? What the fuck do you mean, damn? What do you mean, damn? What the fuck do you mean, damn? Why do you do this shit?
I'm asking questions. I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here.
I think that guy didn't have that Mario outfit on. He whipped Hasan's ass.
Pussy. Some of the top comments on this video read, quote,
the guy called a pussy because he asked him fucking why he wouldn't fight Sam Hyde. And the conversation ends with calling that guy a pussy. That's interesting.
He wants to fight a random guy over a question, but won't fight Sam Hyde. Yeah. He's so tough when it's a smaller guy talking to.
Hasan's Porsche donated $5. Hasan would say punch a Nazi but wouldn't fight Sam Hyde, who he thinks is a Nazi? Color me surprised.
To him. Lol.
Thank you, Helga.
Dude is throwing a full-blown tantrum over being asked a simple question. Unquote. While Hasan has stated his want to not platform Sam Hyde, his overt aggression over what appears to be a genuine question from someone who is unaware of Hasan's stances was not an excellent look.
Oh, look, baby. Hasan's acting like tough, yeah.
But even using a different strategy, such as silence, would hardly work in Hasan's favor, as was shown in the next public encounter.
This is fantabulous. This kid is such a comedic genius.
How you guys doing? We love landlords. We're all against unions. We're here to protest against the landlords and the unions. Can we do like a quick shake on the hand? We love landlords. Look. We love landlords. We love them a lot. We're all against unions. They're not.
I mean, they give us apartments, landlords. We have to love them.
Fair to the corporate companies. This is a crazy protest.
By the way, my fucking landlord's trying to rip us off, you know.
A troll that has done something similar at events such as the Game Awards, and now
there's a guy, he does an interview show now, this kid, and there's a guy that sleeps on the floor the whole fucking time he's interviewing people. It's so good.
With Hasan
and he's so funny.
Writer's strike.
Anyway, as I was
landlords,
saying,
we love them a lot.
We're waiting for.
We're waiting for the landlords to come.
Oh, there you are. Thank you.
Oh, he's ignoring. He should have just fucking talked to him and laughed with him. That's the only thing. Just laugh. Have a laugh.
Connected. This little fucking fetus, bro. I swear to God. So sick.
This is who Hasan was in 2023. A critter that can be quick to anger, but it is also that passion behind him that some seek. Yet he knows well enough, at least for the most part, when to be calm. Like his conversation with Andrew Tate, where the passive insults had Tate so uncomfortable and unable to retort that he had him removed from the show. But then again, moments like these are less serious. Even though the influence of the people he interacts with is considerable, all those interactions mean nothing in a grander scale. A grander scale like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
There we go.
This is a far different beast. One that even saying it is highly contentious does not do justice to how sensitive it is. One that Ethan and
Willie Mack will call it a night.
Hasan were foolish to think things could remain cordial while discussing the heaviest of subjects.
Do want to make something very clear at the top of the show here, is that I've seen a lot of people expecting us to come froth and argue and our friendship is going to end and the show is going to end or something like that.
That's what I said.
And I'm sorry to disappoint you guys.
I wasn't disappointed. I knew it would happen. I knew he was crazy and I knew you were ignorant. And it happened.
but that's definitely not what we're planning on doing here. It's not going to happen.
The following stream was only 11 days later.
Something that I need to discuss with Hasan, but I do feel like I'm probably going to pause leftover.
If everybody remembers my first word when I heard it, that's why would you want to do with a podcast with somebody who would love to see you dead? Go look at the communist treatment of Jews in the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe in general. They didn't put them in camps for being Jews like the Nazis did, but the treatment wasn't much better, being the merchant class. Oh, on top of that, all that Muslim hate he probably grew up with, a Jew hate that he grew up in Turkey. Like, if this is a surprise to you, run into a wall.
Overs for the time being.
Ethan infrequently delves into political conversation as his mainstay content is on internet drama. Hasan, on the other hand, mainly covers politics, and as such, he was day in and day out covering developments in the conflict.
The way that he covered...
Not in my experience, they're low on the end of Jew haters, Turks. I gotta be honest with you. They're high as far as white people are concerned, but low on Middle Eastern. But they're not really Middle Eastern. They're high on the European scale, low on Middle Eastern. Depends on what you consider Turkey.
Covers this that I think is fucked up. And I understand that him and a lot of people are upset about what's...
In my experience, in my generalization. Yeah, can't prove it.
...happening, because it is horrible. But at the same time...
But I encourage you to look into where Hamas was firing. You fucking shit! You garbage, monstrous scumbag! You garbage, monstrous scumbag! You said IDF didn't bomb the hospital, and then you said it did, but Hamas was firing rockets from it in the same 2-minute time frame. So why did you fucking lie at first? Huh? Why did you fucking lie? How can you live with yourself?
By the way, for the record, the IDF did not bomb that fucking hospital.
You genocidal piece of shit!
So,
How? Why did you do that?
This is the kind of thing that happens when people rush to cover breaking news and do not carefully weigh in not just the facts, but the lack of them. And it was not
I think
just...
when there's school shooters and everybody's trying to figure out if they're like liberals or conservatives, that's my personal favorite. The argument. I've seen Vito get in those arguments. It could be this.
Something Hasan...
He's my political enemy. No, he's my political enemy.
...was guilty of, as even major publications were incorrectly reporting on information to get the story out first. As such, Hasan walked this back and went on Piers Morgan to discuss this.
But it's interesting that you call me a propagandist, because I want to play you. This was your reaction to when the hospital got
I'm
bombed.
a propagandist.
Well, no.
For the record.
I'm
a propagandist for a record. For who? Most propagandists work for somebody.
I'm not calling
I'm a
you that.
propagandist.
I'm just saying.
He doesn't know what it means, Piers.
I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then I want to
I'm
play.
saying I am.
I just
before
want to put
you even play it.
Okay.
Perhaps the point Hasan was trying to make was that all publications, as people do...
Yeah, he's like, look, he could have said, exactly, he could have said, I have a bias. I'm not a neutral, I'm a pundit. I'm not a neutral arbiter of the news. But he said he's a propagandist. Propagandists are willing to lie. It's just a matter. It's just getting the information out. The word propaganda itself's got a bad connotation. You know why?
Why?
I think it was World War II they started using it in a negative way. But I think the exact translation is just the spreading information. It's a very neutral term, but not anymore. Words change.
Have an inherent bias. Even machine learning has a bias dependent on the information it is fed. But conversely, Hasan has an over 10-year career in politics. He has a degree in political science and knows the
From Rutgers. Be real here.
difference between bias and propaganda. Bias is inherent and can be at times difficult to perceive.
You get a fucking doctorate over there. He just went to Rutgers. Like 90% of the guys I knew graduated college went over there.
Propaganda, by design, distorts the truth to promote a position. It actively undermines conversation and can make sensitive issues worse. Propaganda more easily exists in political spaces as a reinforcement of bias. What happens when you try to use propagandist tactics to undermine and or defeat someone you know nothing about? This exact thing happened when Hasan debated Willie Mack. If there has to be a singular piece of evidence that contains all that makes Hasan unlikable, controversial, poisonous to himself and those around him, it would be this just over hour-long debate.
On that note, here's the Willie Mac Show. What's up, Willie Mac Show?
Hey, what's up, Hasan?
So I am not very familiar with what you do, but I believe you've done a couple videos about how dog shit I am, I think, right? You want to turn on your camera, by the way?
Willie Mack has been covering Hasan for about a year at this point. He covered him partially as a minor point to the grander Twitch React controversy, but later made him the focus of other videos that also exposes Hasan's propaganda.
Yeah, they made him. I found out he voted Democrat because he started hanging around Destiny. I think all those smearing Willie Mack as a Destiny sweeper is completely legitimate now on this show. He started hanging around those guys. They ruined him. They ruined the nice boy from the Chicago suburbs.
Nature.
If you can't already tell, Hasan likes to take some polarizing stances on things, where he will talk about his opinion as if it is...
The thing about Willie Mack that makes him so dangerous to them, right, is he's like, I know him personally. He's not politically driven at all. I mean, and Nick isn't that much, more so than Willie, but I'm out of all of them, maybe, and I think Augie's changed his stance on a lot of things, mostly because he grew up and he was a stupid kid when he said a lot of the stuff that he did.
Yeah.
And he does, that's the thing, he really doesn't come out of play. He attacks him from a non-political standpoint. It's like, you got the story wrong, you got it right. And that's what is such a pain in the ass, because it's impossible to shoehorn him into, you're just a right-winger, right? And he was going after right-wing grifters the other day. Speaking of right-wing grifters, this is so funny. I probably never made more criticisms of the right and right-wing, and right-wing, and I'm right wing. I freely admit it. I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm not one of those guys that I'm really a liberal, like Sargon of Akkad did for years. But if you look at this,
just let me.
It's so funny. It's so funny. So I did the thing on Willie Mack. Where are the fucking comments? How does that work? I hate how everything works now. How everything works now. Oh no, it's the other video. It's actually the video, not the stream. Check this out. This is so funny. Yeah, I'm gonna humiliate this guy because fuck him. Because fuck him. Because Willie Mack is one of the few YouTubers that go after the left and the right. True. Even Tommy would never attack the right. He's just biased. I attack the right more in this video than any other video I think I've ever done. That's the one time I get that post. WILLMACSHOW. This man watched a video of Tommy attacking the right and still decided to post his comment. Thanks, Willie.
Is the only acceptable take. This gets him into some sticky situations.
The reason why I'm saying a lot of the information that's coming out of the State Department is wrong or outright false is because what I'm showing you right now is literally fucking people talking about like bombing Kiev, okay? Their take was Ukraine is going to be invaded. Kiev is going to be invaded by Russia. That is insane. That's psychotic.
So in his apology video for his arrogant and baseless predictions on Ukraine, Hasan makes more arrogant and baseless predictions on Ukraine. Only Hasan, dude.
That was the section highlighting not just Hasan's previous misinterpretation of the impending conflict in Ukraine, but also his poor handling of it afterwards. Willie Mack also goes into how Hasan is not entirely free with his copyright.
Fuck you, dude.
The amount of times that Tommy's called out the quartering, even though he's a grifter, he's 100% right wing. And so am I, yeah. I don't think I've ever even called him out for being a grifter. Grift all you want. Grif. My favorite new YouTuber, Atreus, or whatever his name is. Grif. Get your grif on. You know, I figured, like, I kind of criticized him for being a fucking SJW. You know, it's like, oh, look at these blue-haired, and he's always whining and pearl clutching and doing all the same shit that he bitches about, like blue-haired bimbos do. I mean, that's what my criticism for what's his face. And I made fun of him getting drunk and emotional, and he tried to swing his audience at me. And Nick made a video on him.
Don't make me DMCA your bitch asses. Motherfuckers are literally posting my YouTube videos from my fucking Twitch stealing this shit because I allow them to so they can make money off of it just to make me look fucking bad or shit on me? What the fuck is this? Send me all the videos.
Nothing about what you said.
Okay? Send me all the fucking videos of the Hasan Abi Clips Industrial Complex talking shit. And I will fucking destroy them. I will purge them.
Crazy how he's all for getting rid of copyright laws until it starts affecting him negatively.
In another video, WILLMACSHOW covers how Hasan attempts to diminish his opponents by calling them things like racist, Nazi, or similar things when he knows very little or nothing about the person.
No, of course not. I have a policy of not really watching videos such as that one, specifically because it will frustrate me, and then I will have to respond.
I hate watching videos, and I hate watching videos when people say bad stuff about me. It sucks. I only do it when I'm going to make content out of it. Otherwise, I just don't do it. Just be honest with yourself, you fucking jerk off.
About a video you didn't even watch.
Yeah, I damn would watch a fucking video if I was pissed off about somebody making a video on me. If they call in, I'd watch that thing 6 times over. I would have had core and versed and then go over it and point something out. Like I would have done the whole fucking thing. I'd have prepped and everything. I don't watch it. I'm above it.
Why? Yeah, of course. You made the video. I'm not like debating a random person about a video I didn't watch. You made the fucking video. So let's hear.
I know, but that kind of like
that's the same thing to get you to say you're a propagandist on Piers Morgan, proudly saying you didn't watch a video you're going to debate over.
That kind of links up to like my big criticism with you, is that you don't actually put in the bare minimum effort to research anything before you jump to conclusions. That's why you tweet when you're like, "Hey, I want to debate Willie."
Do you really consider me watching a fucking dumbass YouTube video from a drama farming channel to be doing research? I don't need to do research.
We're going to debate the video. He's so funny. He's of average intelligence.
On a video,
you're going into a topic you don't know anything about.
Brother, just give me what you want to say.
Well, here it is. You go in. Here's what the video's about. You don't watch. You go into topics. You go anything about, and you speak with absolute confidence.
Hey,
and it's like the irony is it's completely lost on him. It's so funny.
Just these 40 seconds, there is a
it's nice to be low IQ when you're good looking.
Tremendous amount to unload. To start, Hasan is antagonistic against Willie, a creator he knows nothing about beyond the fact that Willie made videos criticizing Hasan. Videos that's combined runtime is not even an hour in length. As a retort, Hasan states he doesn't watch those videos because they frustrate him. And that is a problem of its own because Hasan...
Yeah, they suck. I hate when people say fucking horrible shit about me. It's horrible. It's terrible. Like, I've had videos made on me like I'm a bad parent and also like straight bullshit. Backstabber. It sucks. But you're gonna debate him, or otherwise ignore him. But the video's good, and that's why Willie's sitting right there, because the fans are putting pressure on him to do it. That's exactly it.
Doesn't differentiate what video that is. Is any video that is critical of Hasan one that frustrates him? Perhaps he does this as a defense in this highly contentious political space he resides in.
Yeah, I know.
But if he is inviting a guest,
Is that funny? Is that funny? I'm gonna go to a really rough space. I'm gonna go deal with like the worst people in politics. They're worse than like your average YouTuber, like 10 times worse. They're vicious. They want to destroy other people. It's like, and he's like complete. Like you have to have a thick skin. You have to. There's no other way. Yeah. And if you don't, and I've seen this before, where you get a bunch of guys in politics or even on YouTube or commentary, and they get a string of fucking W's. Right, for like years on it, and they take one L and melt the fuck down or crash out, as the kids say. I've seen it a million fucking times.
Bare minimum he could have done is watch the video. What's more, he's already trying to diminish Willie's work. He calls it a dumbass YouTube video and calls WILLMACSHOW a drama farmer. When those two things
staring himself in the fucking computer, what a weirdo.
Things are irrelevant and unsubstantiated. They are ironically exactly what Willie is criticizing Hasan for, as he points out. When diminishing Willie does not work, Hasan then moves on to stating that Willie is here to explain what the video is about, and that should be good enough. But a very important aspect of a video like Willie's is to condense arguments and sources in a very succinct way. and forcing Willie to summarize his videos without Hasan having watching them forces him to be in a worse position in trying to summarize them not only just from memory, but also without all the evidence present.
Why would I have to research a video about myself? Like, oh man, I can't believe I have to watch.
I have no doubt you didn't.
I have to watch a fucking dumbass talk shit for 25 minutes and.
See, I would totally have turned. Then why'd you have me on? You had me on because you're getting because people think the video's good and they think you're above answering it. Yeah, by the way, I say you're arrogant in the video too.
Jerk off like all the fucking talking points that I've heard about myself.
I say that I say in the video that you brush off all criticism as people just being haters rather than address it, so to avoid it. You know, like you're doing now.
Over and over again. Incredibly stupid. Give me the fucking takes and we'll talk about it.
Hasan, in that moment, both states he is aware of all the criticism of him and reduces that criticism to invalid criticism by labeling it talking shit. This is all horrifically arrogant. As the conversation progresses, Hasan, already demonstrating he does not care to do research, insults Willie for claiming he does not care about specifics.
This random nonsense.
Yeah, because you're a fucking scumlord drama farmer. Of course it doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Another thing
because
too,
the specific...
I've seen Willie and Nick get into it, get dirty, right? Like Nick's like me. He's got a hot head, so he starts calling names sometimes. It doesn't affect Willie at all. It doesn't bother him. He's just like so I have some fucking moron millionaire calling me an idiot. Who cares? I'm not, and he made himself look ridiculous.
Specifics don't matter to you.
Hasan, a creator who primarily live streams and has over 10,000 hours doing so, will now attack Willie for a lack of experience and lack of preparation, even though Hasan invited Willie in a limited window to this impromptu debate.
Like, I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry. You fucking brainlet. Give me what the fucking inconsistency was. You made the video. You made the video. Give me the inconsistency or what you consider to be false information. Are you having a hard time without a script or without people fucking feeding you clips that you can post?
Pretty good, bro. Nobody's telling me anything.
Like what? What is the claim?
I gotta go pull it up in the video because you didn't.
You're gonna gaslight a guy to thinking he's fucking up the whole thing while the whole chat is like killing you. It's so funny.
For your own fucking, you didn't prepare where you were literally coming on here to talk about not Israel Palestine, mind you, but about Ukraine, and you didn't even fucking prepare with talking points.
I'll talk
really?
to you about Israel Palestine. That'll be the next point. It's you doing the same thing again.
Oh, well, dude, how
do you?
Hasan, just 7 minutes in, swayed.
He's just hoping that's going over because he knows his audience is concerned with the amount of knowledge you have based on whatever conflict. Well, he's not coming at him like that. Well, he's not saying your takes are wrong. He's saying they're inaccurate. It's so funny.
Conversation to mainly target Willie.
You're entitled to your opinion. That's not for debate. It's that here's what you say, and it's blatantly untrue, and I can show it.
Here's proof. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's waiting for to make a statement like, well, your statement on Israel is wrong because and you're an anti-Semite, and it's like none of that. Like it's so funny. And the more he acts like it's just haterade, the more he makes himself look like a dummy. Like actually, I don't know what I'm talking about myself. I accuse people of not knowing what the fuck they're talking about and have no clue what I'm talking about. It's really amazing.
Through either superficial attacks or entirely unsubstantiated claims. But it only gets worse. Worse because Hasan is doing this with intent.
It's rather self-serving, even where. You're not really.
I like when he thinks he's being sophisticated when he's being honest, when he just reveals how dishonest he is. This is great.
Going into the nuances in many instances of what your worldview is, and you're simply playing a game of maybe even chess or checkers where
bad faith.
You have established what the interlocutor's talking points are. You know what they are, and you have your talking points. And the goal is to basically overpower your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, he just basically told you, I am a complete bad faith debater. But he's right in one sense. You could be completely dumb and use these tactics and get over 90% of the time. I mean, he's not wrong. But he's like, I'm going to do this podcast. I'm going to be really, really honest. And he thinks brilliant, but he has no idea what that honesty means. I'm repeating myself now.
Eric.
This
Are
is
you trying to
research.
link
You
me your
haven't
video?
done
I'm
this
not going to watch your
before.
video. Just say it with your mouth, with your words. Go ahead.
I have to watch my video to see what my receipt is because this is a year old. Right? I didn't know I didn't know where.
You don't even know your own video. You don't know the contents of your own fucking video.
I made it
really?
a year ago, bro.
You think you're doing a good job right now? Do you think you're doing a good job right now, defending your position?
Hasan is now attacking Willie for not remembering the entirety of a year-old video. This could have been avoided if Hasan wants a video, but then again, Hasan would not be able to force Willie to summarize the video and put him in a worse position recounting it. This is highly manipulative through Hasan's point, and may be typical in a political discussion when the admittance of lack of information is damning. But in this case, it only damages Hasan.
Willie No Show, give me the second talking point. If you're not this fucking passionate about the subject, then you're basically admitting that you're a fucking bottom-feeding drama farmer.
The arguments that Hasan is making are absurd, yet he continues to press on until Willie realizes what is going on. Hasan, as is common in political
always takes Willie a minute or two.
debates, has tried to move the conversation not just on attacking Willie's character.
Yeah, that's another thing Willie does that I cannot fucking stand. He gives people the benefit of the doubt. He's like, oh, this guy's not being totally dishonest. He's just being a little stupid. You know? I hate people that do that. No, it's deliberate, you dummy.
But also into politics. Possibly to
I'm gonna have conversations. I don't think he would do that. He would. He did.
Distract from criticisms about him. To add to this, while the
you learned it from me. Oh yeah, sure.
Conversation does involve politics, they are solely about Hasan's reporting of them, and not his personal stances.
Do you have any genuine opinion?
Trust anybody, Verse. What are you talking about?
About
my opinion
Russia's
is that was
involvement
bad.
in the Ukraine?
My opinion on that is that you shouldn't be talking about shit.
Brother,
you know
hold
about.
up. We're having a conversation about Ukraine and Russia. We're having a conversation about Ukraine.
Want to laugh your ass off? Yeah, you're like I gave somebody the benefit of the doubt, legitimate, and you're talking about Kel Verse. I know, and I stand by it. I'm saying that just to piss you off.
Russia, and I'm asking you a specific question.
Begging me, don't protect Kel, which I won't. She's ridiculous. She's a ridiculous person that keeps on getting herself in trouble. But I'm not gonna sit there and fucking say that anything I said in the past is wrong. The Verse wants me to do.
I'm asking you a specific question.
There you go. I didn't give you the benefit of the doubt.
My conversation's about you because my videos are about you and your pattern of behavior and your poor reporting. And now you're trying to shift it all these other ways because you know you can't face the truth.
Russia had not bombed Kiev at the time.
With Hasan now back as a topic of conversation, Hasan continues to find ways to get the conversation back on coverage of conflicts.
Do you have any genuine interest or any curiosity in like Russia and Ukraine at all, or is all you do fucking drama farming off of clips? Because over the course of this entire conflict, I've dedicated 10.
Does he think Willie's a streamer? I think he does.
Or hundreds of hours into my coverage, and the analysis in and of itself comes from a solid foundation. Now, the predictions might be wrong, and it certainly was, which is something that I took accountability for, even though you said I had not.
Hasan tries to inflate his status by stating he has hundreds of hours on stream looking into conflicts. Yet also as important, but not mentioned, is that these are done through the lens of an admitted propagandist, and has demonstrated all its...
No, he didn't admit being a propagandist. He had no idea what he was saying. I cannot let you do that to him, June. He had not a fucking clue.
Poor qualities, just
what that meant, that it kills his own credibility. Why would he say something, June? Why would he say something that would completely destroy anything that he would say going forward? He would never, ever fucking do that. He had no idea what that meant. June, this is a terrible video.
14 minutes into the debate. At this point,
this is a majority of the coverage of proceedings. Exactly. He's dumb as a brick.
Willie is getting frustrated at Hasan's deflections.
Neoliberal commentators and whatsoever. Neoliberal commentators is the same fucking 5 clips that you are going to present here.
You think Destiny's secretly behind this? Is this what you're crying about right now? Is this what you keep saying? Right?
Does it sound like I'm
Yeah,
crying
it does.
to you?
You just said, yeah, it does. You're talking about stuff that doesn't matter.
Brother,
you're trying to shift the goalposts away from the criticism, which is your poor reporting. You bring me on to debate, you let me pick the debate topic, and now you won't engage.
Hasan then drops the bombshell that this is as good faith as he can possibly be.
I am trying to engage with you. I am trying to engage with you,
but I can't. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Trying to engage with you. I'm trying to engage with you in good faith as best as I possibly can.
The conversation finally stays on the misreporting of the hospital.
To this day, we still do not know whether this was an Islamic Jihad rocket that was misfired or whether or not this was actually an artillery shell that might have hit a fuel tank or even some other kind of munition that Israel may have deployed.
So why did you say it was
now,
100%
the reason why,
Israel and then call everyone genocidal freaks that disagreed with you?
You don't actually watch the content beyond.
You demonize them.
Because, first of all, because they are.
Like you do every time,
because the Israeli government
you
is genocidal. What the fuck are you talking about, you dumb fuck? 4,500 children have been ruthlessly slaughtered. You think that's not genocidal?
The topic again
oh, the one hospital might. Wait, Willie, shut the fuck up and listen, dumbass.
Hasan claims to have invited Willie on because he believed the conversation would be about politics.
I invited you on.
Exactly. Thank you, June. Thank you, June. He thought it was going to be about politics. And I can testify personally, I've known this guy for 7 or 8 years now. He does not give a shit. The most I've ever seen this guy talk about politics is apparently Destiny had him, Destiny got him, he was talking about, I guess, Trump putting those FACO electorates in. And that really bothered Willie. Like it bothered him. He thought it was very un-American. And yeah, you can make it. I'm not going to get in the ins and outs of it, whether it is or not. That's irrelevant. I'm gonna pull a Willie here, and it really bothered him, and it probably influenced his vote pretty dramatically. That's the most political I've ever seen. The most.
I invited you on because I thought that you genuinely had a perspective that was at odds with mine on Israel-Palestine. You said, never mind, it's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about my videos that I've made on you. So now we're stuck having this fucking stupid conversation.
Hasan was able to extract at least the smallest of opinions that Willie has on the matter.
Okay, do you think what Israel is engaging in is ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement in Gaza right now? You do?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, do you think defending this ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement campaign would be defending...
So it really actually believes they're trying to like wipe out an entire race over there? Or does he know what the fuck that means? Was Dresden?
Just like, shut the fuck up, Jesus Christ, just... Like, stop asking me this question. Fine, fuck off.
What's
it could have been something like that. Maybe Willie will call in. Well, no. So I was just thinking that he was maybe saying something like that.
Yeah, he said yes. Like, I mean, like, does he even know?
Oh yeah, no, he said that, but he seemed exasperated.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they're trying to wipe the people off the face of the earth. 5,000 children got killed. I mean, how many fucking children got killed in London? How many children got killed in Lebanon? It wasn't. I don't think it said it was genocide. We're trying to wipe an entire people, or maybe just the town. You just don't want any people in the town breathing anymore. It just seems so ridiculous to me.
Genocidal acts, then, in your own.
I don't think Willie would agree for that for fun either. I don't know him like that. I disagree with you, Jeannie. I can see how you come to that conclusion, but I know him too well.
I was saying it was for fun as well.
Yeah. No. You're challenging. I'm not saying you're entitled, but I don't think Willie would say that. You really think that's genocide? Look, he's entitled to his fucking opinion. I fucking love Willie to get, but I do think that's ridiculous.
An assessment.
Yeah.
Okay, so we agree. All right, got it. Thank you.
I know the criticism is your reporting. It's not that, bro.
Yeah, got it. You care more about.
I care about doing a good job because
you can tell you the truth.
Okay, got it. I'm glad we agree on it at least. I'm glad we agree on it. Okay.
The conversation then lands
on the best way for Willie.
How Hasan's words may affect his audience, particularly how Ethan of H3H3 has been receiving harassment.
The question I asked you was, do you feel like your audience acts that way towards Ethan because you act like that towards everybody else? And you just go on about moderation.
Okay, if my audience is acting that way towards Ethan, okay, but
you feel like it's
but my audience, so they're getting their points from me. They're getting their anger from me. So why don't they hear me out when I talk about how Ethan is not someone?
Exactly what you said. It's like entire ethnicity people group. No, it could be going on because it'd be much more effective ways to do that, like carpet bombing. I wouldn't go with a nuclear weapon because that could blow over there.
That's what I think.
Yeah, you'd have to be. It makes no sense that he would let Hasan trap him.
No, it makes sense, so he wouldn't let Hasan.
Well, yeah, that's dishonest on Willie's part, though. If he really believes that, and I don't know him like that, so I don't think so. Willie would not. Yeah, you're saying he agreed with him to get him back on topic or something like that?
Well, yes, because that's because Hassan's like trying to say like the only reason I'm having you on here is to invite this. He's like, okay, fine, there's that done. Let's fucking move on.
I don't think you could do that though. I don't think. I think that's a point against Willie. You got to say what you really mean. I think he's in a situation like that. You got to say, one way or another. But I mean, it's a trap question. So maybe he did. Maybe he's like, you know what, this guy's been completely dishonest with me, so I'm just gonna be completely dishonest with him. I don't know. So
it's speculation.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's all we're doing is speculation. I don't see Willie. See, like in fairness, Genie, we know him. Like first knows him reasonably well.
No,
and you're like, I've never seen that guy like. When he says something, means it. And by the way, when he takes something back, he means it as well. So yeah, I think he is. You know what? I think he has gone a little lefty. Come to think of it, and that I think he does because like I know Destiny had a effect on him on January 6th, and I think he voted for Trump the first time around. So maybe he's moved to the left a little bit.
That you should be yelling at all.
Having a different position has to be genocide.
And when, like I say, Destiny like moved him to the left. It's not because like he was forced or tricked or anything. I think he just agreed with some of those ideas. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, got it. So like they don't listen. So they don't listen to one thing. They listen to whatever favors your perspective in this matter, but they don't listen to the other thing when it doesn't favor you. Got it.
The debate ends shortly then after, with the participants dissatisfied at the lack of a conclusion. But Willie does bring up a fair point, and so does Hasan, in that audiences will perceptibly be more responsive to anger than to understanding. This is because those that listen to Hasan in that Ethan should be left alone are imperceivable due to their inaction. Conversely, those that go on to attack creators can be quite loud, even if they are the smallest segments of a large audience. A good example of this can be found on the YouTube drama.
Yeah, I wonder who that method is too.
A subreddit where there exists a post titled, quote, WILLMACSHOW drops his latest piece on Hasan. It's just him crying over Hasan being pro-Palestine. That's literally just it. And of course, with that fucking art of him in the thumbnail. Unquote. This post and its contents are shocking in how they are misinformative, damaging, and revealing. The post in question is about an additional Hasan video Willie released in May of 2024, recapping Hasan's controversies that took place after their debate late 2023. The first point Willie focuses on is this.
Hasan streaming other people's videos all the time, it's hard work. He's really exhausted by it. He claimed that streaming was more soul-sucking and draining on his social battery than a normal job.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you, you know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
There is more context to this clip in that Hasan was comparing his previous job to his current one.
I think 9 hours of streaming is stupid personally, but...
And a more generous opinion is that he misspoke when he said soul-sucking. Perhaps he meant draining in a different way despite its benefits. This is similar to what Ludwig, a friend of Hasan, explained after he prodded Hasan for his opinion.
So Ludwig shows all the context and he still disagrees, making a lighthearted joke about Hasan, and Hasan feels devastated.
But I wanted to talk about this, as a streamer myself for almost 6 years now, on how hard it really is. I'm kidding. I would, look, I just...
Oh god, it just annoys me because like it's such a fake fucking thing to do. It's just literally using someone who you're friends with, like being maliciously clipped out of context to be like, I'm actually one of the good content creators. I know how privileged I am. It's like, yeah, I do too.
You should call Hasan and apologize. Why is Hasan mad? What did I do?
Oh no.
You know what? He's not. I'm going to stick up for Hasan on that one. He's not 100% fucking wrong there. I don't think so at all. Ludwig is a total fucking phony. To the bone. He's another good-looking dummy. Jump on everything. This is what people want to hear. I'll say it today. And that's what fucking happened there.
Fucking fan. What'd I do? Because I'm a mogul male?
Said call Hasan, he's crying unironically.
Oh, well, I mean, shit, if that's the deal, I'll just fucking pull him out of the thumb.
It could be draining, but God, nobody wants to fucking hear that shit when you're working a tough job. Why doing a job like this? Yeah, it could be draining, sure. Then fucking make time in management. Maybe make a little less money that month. You know? Maybe don't, put yourself in a bill situation where you got to stream that long. Because you're willing to stream that long because you're fucking desperate for cash. You're probably willing to do some pretty fucked up shit to keep going, too. It's one thing I've seen with guys like losing a little popularity and stuff. Just live off what you're getting. Don't live outside it. It's so easy.
No, then I feel like it doesn't really.
But when you're competitive and you want to be the best and the top of then you start spending like the money's always going to be coming in like that. It's a fucking nightmare. They're worse than athletes. Athletes retire.
Matter much, right? I feel like outside the thumbnail, you can't really make that argument much.
But this wouldn't be enough.
You're making like $20 million a year, and you're like a 29-year-old athlete, right? And you've made consistently from 5 to 10 and all the way up. Now we're pushing the 30s to get in the 20s, and you've been spending like that the whole motherfucking time. Now you're 35, and it's over. You can't spend like that anymore, and now you're broke because you did anyway. It's the same type of thing from these guys.
So Ludwig would take down the video and re-record the whole thing, siding with Hasan the whole time.
The potential mistake that Ludwig made was taking down his video because Hasan is
a pussy.
Extremely divisive. Hasan's friends walk a very thin line because even a retweet from Hasan will displease some.
I made a tweet with 60,000 likes, 3,000 views. I gained 1 follower.
Happy partner anniversary.
And then after I tweeted this, Hasan replied to me, and then I lost like 200 followers because Hasan replied to me.
But for being like in his general
yeah.
As for Ludwig, he claims he took down his video because it underperformed, which is important because it had an attached sponsor. This is something that Willie fails to mention, as he attributes the takedown of the video, like many others, to him trying to appease Hasan.
And I don't frankly give a shit, but I did get a little pissed off about it, because I felt like no one actually gave a shit about what I was saying. I was just being...
I never give a shit about what you're saying. Because you, whatever you say, you're trying to please a demographic. I don't think you have any opinions of yourself. Everything is based on content brain stupid shit and trying to sound smarter than you are. God. Because it's so hard just to be a streamer. Like, these people have a fucking existential crisis because, wait a minute, I'm just a know-nothing streamer that got exceptionally lucky for one reason, a video game, or I'm good looking. And they just can't deal with the fact that that's true. They got to be something more. And the easiest way to do that is through politics. Oh, it's so
used in a proxy war for people who don't like Hasan.
Some of the top comments on Ludwig's video read, quote, spineless.
He is.
Ludwig, I love you, but you gotta have a backbone, man.
I'm a content creator. I don't have a backbone. I gotta make everybody fucking happy, you dumb motherfucker.
Ludwig, spineless behavior, unquote. The next part of Willie's video is about Hasan's moderation when it comes to Ethan.
But when Ethan was begging Hasan to moderate his chat from calling him pro-genocide every 30 seconds, Hasan's like, it's out of my hands. You did it to yourself.
By the way, I'm not even defending I'm not even like, I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the fuck is this child, cold, arrogant, as fuck.
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when your Discord is literally
pussy convention,
really full of
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like, at a certain point, you're an adult, and the words that you're saying are going to be perceived by people in a certain way.
The next section is dedicated to one of Hasan's recent appearances on Piers Morgan, where he struggles to answer a question.
I don't know what Hasan just said there isn't 100% correct. Like, regardless of whether he's wrong or not. It's just that I could see him pissing and moaning on moderation if somebody was ganging up on him. He's being a total hypocrite.
Relation to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Then Willie moves on to Hasan's poor reporting in the sense that either through intention or mistake, Hasan leaves out valuable information or fails to cite sources for important claims. In the next section, Willie delves into one of Hasan's most controversial moments and most certainly most controversial interview. Willie does not go too in-depth in this video because he already made an entire video covering it.
A Houthi terrorist ended up going viral on TikTok after posting a video of them capturing a cargo ship.
I can't wait till he gets smoked. I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot wait. And he's a soldier. He signed up for it. I did. I could have got smoked too. I know people. I know people. Not my unit, thank God. Nobody personally. I know people got smoked. It's going to be wonderful. Wonderful. Because he's going to fucking cry on Twitch and show what Jew haters they really are.
Yeah, people think he's hot, nicknaming him Timothy Charlemagne.
He's a good-looking guy. Yep.
the actor.
Stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? Of course I'm about to have a...
He's got to get smoked. He's a fucking pirate. Pirates get smoked all the time.
I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. Dude, this is fire. This is exciting. I'm excited.
At one point, the guy straight up...
Kill babies. I ate them. I ate them too. I didn't kill anybody. I didn't even draw my weapon. It was fucking boring. The only thing I did was get martyred or mortared. It was pretty far away too, so that's it. This is my Iraq. 10 months. Wouldn't even do a full year.
admits to taking people as hostages.
What does he think about...
Somebody called me a baby killer. It was like, yummy. I ate them too.
China. Does he know anything about China?
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did qat with them, and he danced some music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes him, yeah.
So I mean, what? That's so crazy. So they're just fucking chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
To be clear, we're talking about a man they took hostage.
We danced with our hostages. We danced with them. We had fun. Who believes that? Although, what's his face told me that at Dankula's house that he got caught with some like spies and shit, like legitimate like military people, and they got the car battery, and he watched a Barbie movie. What was his name? Lord, whatever. He was really nice to Tommy. I can't remember. Lord Miles. Yeah, I always forget his name. Imagine watching a Barbie movie with a bunch of terrorists.
One Piece, like, is that an organization?
No,
that's Stockholm Syndrome, jackass.
One Piece is an anime.
Luffy? Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
The whole way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's
Who's he watching since he was a kid? Who? Hasan?
I don't think so.
Fire.
I didn't.
That's
He doesn't speak English.
That's so fire. Oh my god.
He then says him and his entire community support what the Houthi are doing, which is attacking commercial vessels.
Dude, we think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Hasan runs out of anime questions to ask this guy immediately.
As Willie points out, this is at the center of the criticism. Hasan tries to defend his interview under the guise that it is journalistic. Yet his support betrays that, and undermines the severity of what this person is doing by comparing him to Luffy, a cartoon character that Hasan both loves and has a very interesting opinion about.
First of all, Luffy is a terrorist. He is. What does he have to say to dumbasses that consider him to be a terrorist? What does he think about?
He's attacking commercial vessels. What else could you be? All right, a thief? A pirate?
That's how you do it in Turkey.
Yeah.
That's for Islam.
This is crazy.
What do you mean? I'm just fucking chilling. We're just vibing.
This all goes back to why people dislike Hasan. This is not considering dislike for his political leanings, his origin, or his status, even though Hasan enjoys attributing all criticism to those reasons. People more and more dislike Hasan because of his mistakes. Not so much because of the mistake, as being live for 3,000 hours a year will produce many mistakes. It is an inability to acknowledge he made an error or why people see it as such. And this interview is a perfect example of that.
Perfect example of a dumb guy that wishes he was smart.
How you did it. Hasan would get so much pushback for this, he'd revert to the Hasan classic, imply that everyone's racist.
Problem is not that you interviewed him, it's how you interviewed him. Gave me chicken and waffles with the Nazi vibes. That's great. That's a great question, or that's a great point to raise here. Except, this person is not a Nazi in the United States of America. He's not a Nazi in Yemen either. You are suspecting him of being that because you're primed into assuming that this 19-year-old is straight up a Nazi. He's giving you Nazi vibes, I guess.
Yeah, bro, I wonder why.
I can't do anything to help you.
This kid's TikTok has him calling people a son of a Jew as an insult. He posted to Twitter, the meaning of Houthi is a title, and it is—
By the way, that's another thing I noticed too. And I was told this too by Sergeant El Gabab. He says that Middle Eastern people, it's like it's an insult. Like, shut up, you Jew. It's like the worst thing you be is a Jew. It's common for these guys to call each other. You call your friends Jews, you go, You know, sometimes you call him like you would call him fuckface or something like that.
Is not something to fear. But for the Jews, they are very afraid of this title, and Hasan's community defends him.
Son of a Jew is a popular slang among Arabs. Jew and
I'd heard that too. I never said
Arabic
son of a Jew, but calling each other Jews, yeah, I've seen it happen. Because I remember we had one Palestinian guy in our unit, right? And you know what they call Palestinians? Jews. It was like sort of like it was kind of like these guys are two Middle Eastern guys, kind of busting balls. But yeah, he did. I still did like I remember I was like, oh yeah, Specialist Hasan needs such and such, and Sergeant Al-Ghabab was like, tell that Jew I'll get to it when I want. I was like, okay. Like do it all they do at the time.
Dialect means stingy. It is racist and very stereotypical, but it's a word that completely lost its meaning, and most people have been using it blindly for decades without connecting.
Yeah. You can do it easy, like you say, like I said, like saying fuckface. This is 100% correct, and what I understand. You know,
Connecting it to the Jews.
Even several months in, with Hasan unable to swallow the criticism around the interview, was now framing him as Anne Frank.
I think he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him. Which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right? Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically, okay? Being able to talk to Anne Frank.
This all ties back to Willie's video.
Hey, you need to stop drinking Coke Zero on stream. It's boycott.
Here's a reason not to be a liberal right here. Nobody ever does this to me, ever. I was talking about Jeannie with this today, or somebody today. Nobody will ever do this to you. If you're on their team, you will have this nagging bitch at your feet. Just don't be a liberal. It'll never happen.
You're preaching pro-Palestine and you're drinking all this boycott stuff. Please, Hasan, at least pretend. Do it
I'm on Hasan's side in this. This chick's a nag.
Okay,
I'll put it in. She's like, please, just pretend to care, Hasan. And he's like, sure, that's my whole grift.
Is Pepsi okay?
No.
No soda, Hasan. I didn't know it was like that.
I'm trying to stop it. And of course you did.
You hosted him in his home and I watched him on stream drink Coke Zero.
Yeah,
it's your house. You get to say no.
Hasan's annoyed here, but he created this.
Willie also covers a time Hasan laughed at a cop getting shot. But Willie does fail to provide the context that it was another cop trying to shoot a dog, but accidentally struck an officer.
I don't know if the context is important. Somebody got shot and he's laughing.
Who survived the wound. Finally, is the...
I think it was kind of known that that incident was a cop shooting each other.
Miss J-Dam clip, where Hasan assessed the type of explosive used solely on the noise and explosion it made. All of this and more was condensed in Willie's 52-minute-long video. It was not a video criticizing Hasan's politics, it was a video criticizing Hasan. This is why this Reddit post that got 531 upvotes is maliciously wrong. Not just in the title, but also clear by the comments that mostly focus on the thumbnail, as it is likely as far as the majority of commenters got with interacting with the video. And then there is this. Quote, I'm not the biggest Hasan fan either, but WILLMACSHOW is an dishonest opportunist who jumps on whatever drama he can find to quickly make some easy money.
Yeah,
His videos
it's the same old.
are sensationalist garbage.
Another guy won't address anything he says.
The things he quote-unquote reports on are grossly blown out of proportion, and sometimes he straight up gets the facts completely wrong. Unquote. This commenter fails to provide any evidence of such a thing and believes Hasan won the debate against Willie. And then there is another post talking about the conflict. Quote, so I don't really care if Willie Mac is mean to Hasan or says Hasan doesn't do research. I disagree, and I think it's stupid, but so what? Unquote. The commenter then states Willie is doing genocide denial for covering Hasan's poor coverage of the bombed hospital.
No, but that's 100% true. He wants everybody gets mowed down over there. That's why he told Hasan that he thinks it's genocide, because that's what he wants.
This is interesting because, as a reminder, Willie has stated he believes what's happening is genocide.
Do you think what Israel is engaging in is ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement in Gaza? Right?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Great.
Yes, yeah, I hope it works out. That's what Willie was trying to say.
Okay, do you think defending this ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement campaign would be defending genocidal acts then, in your own assessment?
Yeah.
How can this make any sense? Willie has made great effort, time and time again, to make it clear that he is criticizing Hasan for his manipulative tactics and being a propagandist in the sense that he'll warp the truth or trounce on the character of someone to distract from their arguments. The answer is what this entire Reddit post is. A post alongside lying entirely about the video in the title has comments that are both unengaged with the video and comments desperately trying to defend Hasan through his politics alone. Quote, I think Hasan is kinda cringe, but any creator out there speaking up about Palestine deserves nothing but respect, IMO. Hasan and a few others are raising a lot of money for Palestinian children. More like silly wax show, frankly, IMO, IMHO, unquote. This is a highly dangerous viewpoint, but more accepted in politics. However, when someone is so controversial it spreads and destroys those disinterested in the chaos, the problems become too large to ignore. This built a divide, a hatred of Hasan and a hatred of those that criticize Hasan for any reason, a hatred of anyone that is friends with Hasan regardless if they share his viewpoints or not. This horrific turmoil is what is behind the quote-unquote Twitch adpocalypse.
And you're gonna have to check that out yourself.